Howdy, howdy, howdy. This is Edward, more geek than gay. How you doing? Wow, was not prepared this episode. So it's what it is. It's shorter, but that's about all I can say other than it is what it is. So enjoy the zen quality of tautologyism and let's get this started.
There's no need to fear. Underdog is here.
We've been walking, time winding, stuff.
And welcome to More Geek Than Gay. Hi, I'm Edward.
And I'm Joseph.
And this is my cocktail.
And Karen isn't here this week.
No, so someone has to drink for her. So this is my cocktail.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a cocktail.
It's a cocktail. It's red. I like that. It's got vodka in it. That's the important part. So, your week. We'll just kick this side off into the week.
All right. My week. Let's see. We lost at darts. I had a dart meeting we lost at darts Tuesday night. I had a dart meeting on a Wednesday night. Went to work. Worked from home. Had a surprise birthday party with my family on Saturday.
Yes. Yes. You were there all day.
Well, we had to be there by 12. It was for my cousin Madison, who's turning 13. Who turned 13, I think it was. I think she's 13. 13 or 14, somewhere around there. It was a surprise party, and they got there at about 1:30. But we were leaving. Everybody started to get up and go around 6.
Wow. Why so early?
Huh? Well, it's a little kids' party.
Well, okay.
I mean, the
you guys
kids spent
normally
most of the
stick
time
out.
outside with water balloons.
Oh, okay.
But nobody could leave, though. We were all stuck there until 8:30.
Wind.
Dust storm.
Dust.
Monsoon.
Haboob.
No, it wasn't that. It wasn't that big of a storm.
It wasn't, but I like saying haboob.
So, that's why it was a long day.
Okay.
And that was it. That's my week. I had a kind of quiet week.
Yeah. Dart meeting.
Yeah.
Another one, yeah. My week was I went to work. That was my week. This week ended the 10-hour shifts, so that pretty much that was pretty much it. Friday I ran out of gas in the car. I had to walk and get gas. So now we have a little gas can.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much it. That was really annoying, actually.
Because you didn't pay attention?
Because, well, you know how the electrical system on the
Still
dashboard.
goes ding.
It did not go ding. Matter of fact, even as the car was out of gas, that did not light up. It lit up the battery and it lit up the oil, and it did not light up the gas thing at all. All the rest of the gauges were at 0, but I mean, that's what happens with it. Sometimes you'll be driving down the freeway and it says, "Oh, you're traveling 0 miles an hour." So everything was at 0. And then suddenly, as it was running out of gas, the battery and the oil came on. And I'm going, this can't be right. So coasted, and I checked all sorts of things. I even bought oil just in case. And I went, you know what? I'm going to get some gas because I remember running out of gas before when I had the truck, and this seems kind of like that. And so I did that, and the lady at the convenience store was not convenient, but. And then I put the gas in, and she just started right up. And I'm like going, oh, okay, that's what you wanted. And so on the way home, I gave her premium because she started right away.
Yeah.
Because she's fuel injected. So I've always been told that those are not cars that you really want to run out of gas in.
No.
Yeah. So.
Well, you never want to run out of gas anyways, but.
Yeah, but in a fuel injected one, it's even more so. So supposedly. I don't know. I know nothing about cars. So that was pretty much my week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a very short,
quiet week.
Yeah. It was just there. Anything. So actually, how is everything going at the magazine, though?
Good. We're in deadline mode right now, so.
Okay. When does it come out?
Believe September 6th.
September 6th?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is when it comes out, I believe. And the deadline is the 20th. So I've got 2 days to write 2 articles.
Okay.
I have to figure out 2 new articles because the research I'm doing. Are you losing me?
No, I'm not losing you. I was gaining a buzz, but
okay.
that got rid of the buzz.
Is it back or gone?
No, it's gone.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I was going to write an article on 2 things, and those people have not got back to me, so I got to write 2 new articles.
Oh, okay. I was like thinking, hey, I should submit an article to them. Like a geek's view of sports. Like why a curveball works. Things like that. There's a whole geeky area to sports.
You could talk to them about that.
Well, I figured I'll just submit it, and if they don't like it, they'll just won't print it.
True.
Yeah. They'll go, hey, no. And so, but, so, and that comes out on the 20th, you said? No.
Deadline's the 20th.
It comes out on
September 6th.
September 6th. Okay.
It's a monthly magazine.
Yeah. And it's nationwide.
Yes, it is. It's nationwide.
So look for Compete Magazine, and you'll get to see Joseph's name in it. With an X.
Huh?
Well, how else are you going to spell Gaxiola?
Oh, okay.
With an X.
Yes. Yes, dear.
Yes. So that pretty much, I guess, covers the week.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And now I guess we're just going to go straight through.
That's fine.
We're just going to go bumperless this week.
Oh, no bumpers. Okay.
No bumpers. We're just going to go and plow right through this.
Okay.
Because I've got nothing in my head.
Yeah, I know, because you didn't seem to really ready to do this tonight. I kept on like, okay, when are we going to do it? When we're going to do it? And
I wasn't ready. I realized like earlier this afternoon that I had nothing, and so I've been sitting there trying to think, well, what am I going to talk about? What am I going to talk about? I don't know. So we'll see what happens. We're going to see how this launches.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I finished my book.
Oh yeah, books.
Really?
What? Just because it's bumperless doesn't mean it's bumperless. So
I finished the Phantom Warriors.
Oh! Now we lost you. There you go. You're back now.
I got to hold the base.
Yes.
Well, I finished the Phantom Warriors Volume 1 by Jordan Summers yesterday morning.
Oh, okay.
And I actually, you know how I've been talking about how this is 3 short stories?
Yes.
I actually like the last story the best. And I was talking to Jordan about it this morning, and she was telling me that is the most popular short story that she's written of the Phantom Warrior series.
That's the most popular character, even.
Yes.
In the with Hades or whatever coming up a close second, but
yes.
we don't run into him until the second book that we don't have.
Correct.
With the pink ribbon.
Was it pink?
Was it pink or red?
I think it was red.
Okay, it was a ribbon.
So now I'm reading Terry's book.
And how far have you gotten into it?
About 15 or 20 pages within.
Okay, so you're about like a fourth of the way through.
Yeah.
Okay.
it's we're calling it a book because it's more of a novelette. It's a long short story.
Here's my and Terry, if you're listening, like, realize I did enjoy the book, okay? But this is my critique of it. It's too short to be a novella or a novelette.
Ew. I got a bug in my teeth.
Oh.
Excuse
Do
me.
you have a bug in your throat?
No.
Oh, good. Okay.
But it's one of those things that, when you see it, you're like, Anyways, go ahead.
It tries to structure itself like it's a novella, but it's way too short to be a novella. It's more the appropriate length for being a short story, but it's not structured as a short
story. It's too long
story.
for a short story.
Oh no, short stories can stretch out. It's amazing
I think
how
it's
long.
like 40 pages.
Yeah. It's amazing how long short stories can stretch out sometimes. But the structuring isn't right for a short story, because a short story, basically everything has to guide you towards the story. There's a certain economy that's become a lot of. There's novelists who can't write short stories. There's short story writers who don't make good novelists. And I would love to actually rearrange some of the sections of her book, because the part of the focus, in my opinion, that it's missing to be a successful, not to be a successful short story, but to be a better short story, is in the arrangement. It's way too linear, and unfortunately the linear approach makes it seem like you're reading this short story and then, oh no, wait, oh no, it's a different short story, and then, oh no, wait, it's a different short story. Where that section that happens at the beginning, I think would actually work better if she got straight into the heart of the story and then told the how did we get to here later on in like a flashback type thing. So it would refocus us. It would keep that focused in, because it starts out with the characters like on a vacation.
Yeah.
And he just happens to run into and from that point on, it's actually really about the thing, and then the whole organization trying to figure out what to do with the thing. It has nothing to do with the vacation. It has virtually nothing to do with his family anymore. But it starts out seeming like it's kind of about that.
Well, because his work takes over, so, he leaves his family aside.
Which is why I'm thinking it would be better to start the book or story with them already having gotten to work taking over, and then, just talking about interspersed between how it only got there because of sheer luck that he, and you go back, because right now it's not focused on what the story is actually about. But if you started out with what the story is actually about and then put the how in the middle, it would actually
See, I disagree
make the
with that,
how.
because I think it's fine now.
I think it lacks focus.
See, I think it's fine now, but then, mind you, I've only started reading it, so...
Yeah, I'm not sure you're up to really the first major switch-up yet. And like I said, there's 2 switch-ups that happen, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The writing's really good. As you heard before, there's that one page that has, like, the paragraph I would like to rewrite, because there's a really wonky paragraph. But other than that, everything's really good. I just would like to refocus it as a proper short story instead of...
A proper short story that you think it should be like.
No, as in the structure of a short story, as set forth like by Edgar Allan Poe, by the many other masters of the short story genre that came after him. It's structured more like a novella, but it's not long enough to be a novella. So I think it would be much more successful as a short story, but to be a short story, you'd have to restructure it to focus. A novella can ramble more. I mean, Stephen King can go off on all sorts of tangents on his novels, because that gives you character development. It gives you plot, all these little things. It gives you little ins and outs of that world that it exists in. a short story has to be about the point of the short story. You don't meander with character development unless the short story's point is the character. So that's a come I would just think it would work a little bit better if it was restructured. But that's my little 2 cents worth on her.
That was more than 2 cents.
Well, what you gonna say? It's what I was thinking about it. So, but now what is it that you have planned for reading after that one?
Marcy's book.
Oh yeah. Which one?
I thought we only have one.
No. We have the Tales of Sand and Sorcery or whatever, which is the one that I was reading, and then we have something about wolves or something. The one that I had to hunt down. The one that was her first.
No.
Yes.
That's Jordan's.
No.
Red is Jordan's.
This is not Red. This is Marcy's other book. It's set in kind of a fantasy type world and all that. I don't know why you're shaking your head. I know exactly. I can even go get it. I could. And I can't remember what it's called. That's the only unfortunate part here. But we do also have Red.
Yeah, but that's Jordan. I said Marcy.
Right. But this other one is I can't remember what it's called. But it's the one that Ginny was going on about how much she absolutely loved it. I think it's Marcy's first novel or something along those lines. And
I'm being attacked by a flying insect.
You are. I don't know what's going on there. But yeah. So you want to read the Sand and Sorcery one?
Yes.
Okay. I'll get that out for you.
It's right there in the pile.
Okay. So I've just been reading actually a little thing another one of those serials because I gave up on the one that I thought wasn't any good. The not White Space, but Yesterday's Gone. It's a science fiction serial I talked about. Were you? Yeah. And that I thought was just not so hot. But I picked up another serial that I read mixed reviews about, but I thought, well, let me give this a try anyway. And it's called Fat Vampire. So far, I think there's only 4 sections to this serial. I think it ends with the 4th one. Fat Vampire is pretty good. The writing...
Never heard of it.
The writing is actually... The writing has good moments, but it also has some, kind of sloppy moments. So you kind of get the feeling that it was written in a rush. That's really my only complaint about it, is that the structure... And, I mean, you know how I am about the flow of sentences and stuff like that. I love that sort of stuff. This one, it has moments, and then it just clunk, 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 clunks, and then it goes back. But the story is actually really good. And it's basically this fat guy who ends up becoming a vampire. And, once you're a vampire, that's what you are. You're not going to... You don't age, you don't change, you don't... So he's stuck being a fat vampire.
Yeah, you can't even go to the gym and lose weight.
Right.
Or be one of those, carnivores who said, I'm going to be a vegetarian, and all of a sudden lose all this weight.
And
except for Mark. Mark didn't do that. That didn't happen to Mark.
Really?
Yeah, he became a vegetarian and got fatter.
Oh.
Because you know why?
Because he put sauce on everything.
Nope.
Cheese?
Nope.
What?
Because cake is vegetarian. So
cake.
He had cake.
I
all the time.
I could. There's your friend again.
I know.
Wow.
That was a dive bomb there.
It's like we have our own little mini Mothra out here that's just coming after you. No, and a lot of people who complained about it were complaining about the character being kind of morose. How he's, oh, woe is me, I don't have any friends, I'm a fat guy, da-da-da-da-da.
He's also a vamp.
Yes.
What kind of friends were you going to have?
You're the base. There you go. Well, he makes friends with a vampire. And that's how he ends up becoming a vampire, because he didn't realize that he made friends with a vampire. And he actually, though, like, part of the thing, people were complaining about how, oh, I don't want to read about some guy who's just negative, negative, negative all the time. But it's like he's negative, 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 and then he decides to take a positive stand and say hi to some of his coworkers, and say hi to this guy who ends up being the vampire. And they go out bowling. He ends up making a friend with this guy. He actually has a lot of qualities that you like go, this guy's actually trying. He's trying to stop being a negative guy. And is trying to, and yes, he has negative moments again, but he's actually trying. He's trying to figure out a way to succeed as a vampire, because he's discovering that he's not necessarily really good at catching his food. Most of his food,
because he's too fat.
Yeah, most of his food can't outrun him. He gets beaten up by an old man with a cane.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But he discovers that there's a nursery down the way with kids that are being watched late at night. So, yeah, that's where I've stopped so far. I'm like going, he's gonna suck the blood out of little children, all right.
Or the adults.
No,
who
I think
are
it's
watching the kids.
I think it's gonna be the children.
I think it's the adults that are watching the kids.
And the trick is that also he's gonna. Apparently, they can do it without killing. They just take enough to sustain them.
Well, that's how it is in most vampire lores.
Right. So he's not going to change them. He's not going to kill them. He's just going to suck some blood, and it's going to be all good. So he's not like going to kill kids. He's just going to feast on them a little. But I'm enjoying that one. That's actually my little book that I'm reading right now, on my phone.
I was going to say you can't really call it a book.
Yeah, it's on my phone. So I don't know what you want to call it. The thing I'm reading.
I know. And see, that's the thing. And Jordan and I were talking about that because I do not like ebooks. I want a book that I could hold and turn a page.
I like that. I'm being amazed though at how much I'm adjusting to ebooks. They do have that nice little feature where it seems like the page flips. You still touch the pad to flip it, and it was really kind of a weird revelation one day when I realized, because I love books. I like the feel of the paper. I like the covers. I like books. And I always complained about ebooks, and then it dawned on me that, when they came up with books, there was probably some guys who were accustomed to writing on and reading off of scrolls who were sitting there going, these books, they're so inconvenient and everything. Whatever happened to good old-fashioned scrolls? And, and it dawned on me, like, it's just a new way of doing it. I can adjust. And so far, and that's where I have Ginny's next book too. Her retirement home haunted one or whatever it is.
Yes.
The one that we didn't get a copy of.
Correct.
Yeah. What's up with that, Jeannie?
But apparently she did a very good job of selling those over at CopperCon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because she's printed a few out. Or she's had a few printed, I should say. And they sold very well.
Oh, good.
That's what she was saying.
Oh.
She was very popular, and she had a great time at CopperCon without me. We text each other every night.
Oh.
I know. We text each other.
Has she mentioned anything to you about Leprechaun?
No.
Because I found out that it does still exist. I just got invited to be to the Leprechaun community and everything, and I was gonna go, I wonder if they use mods. Because Leprechaun and CopperCon used to be kind of connected. One was considered, what was it, like the Vacation Con or something like that of the other one. One was much more formal, had the big guests. The other one would usually have one or two guests, but be a little bit more just like, hey, we're all hanging out having fun.
Yeah.
And I don't remember which one was which of which. But they appear to be, from what I can gather, they appear to be completely separated from each other now. No relation to each other anymore. The light's flickering a little bit. It was like a weird strobe effect.
I didn't see anything.
Oh. So, maybe I'm just having a stroke or a seizure. So, you never know. But
do it in focus.
Huh? Do what in focus? Seizure?
Or a stroke.
Oh, okay.
That way we could do it on the couple. We make sure that it makes it on the podcast
Oh yeah.
to stay in focus when you do that.
Yes. But I was going to, and then there's also the horror convention. I don't know which one that's called.
I want to say DarkCon.
DarkCon, I think that's what it is, which I've always wanted to go to.
I'll be there.
I know.
Jeannie told me that she gave me my schedule till January.
Okay.
So-
When is DarkCon?
January.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's like when is that? But yeah, I think Leprechaun is March because it makes sense.
Yeah.
Although for some reason, there's a little part of me that wants to say that it's actually maybe April because it's supposed to make sense, but it doesn't.
Yeah. But her and I, Ginny's going to, San Antonio? At Worldcon, I think it is. It's called.
Oh yeah, Worldcon. Okay.
Yeah. Which apparently is pretty big. I never.
Well, World.
But yeah, it's pretty big. I was looking at that. She's going to that in a week and a half. I'm not going.
Okay.
Can't afford it.
Well, yeah.
And then I'll be with her at Tucson Festival of Books, which is in October.
I would like to go to that because I like books.
And then we'll do DarkCon in January.
I really want to go to DarkCon. I really want to figure out a way to go to that. I wonder if they need mods.
And so those are my ones, aside from Phoenix as well. But
Yeah.
that's in June.
Yeah. And that surprised you that she didn't have you come down for CopperCon. But then again, it
We
was
couldn't.
such a last minute thing too.
We couldn't anyways. She couldn't. We couldn't afford it.
Oh well, she couldn't. Okay, well yeah.
It was
Who
a
knows?
last minute thing.
It was a last minute thing, so yeah, I probably
Yeah.
couldn't get you a ticket as her assistant or anything like that.
No, I
Yeah.
don't think she had any free tickets. They basically said they called her on Monday. She said yes on Tuesday, and the con started on Thursday.
Yeah,
It was a last minute.
a last minute thing. Yeah.
So
Hey Marcy, are you looking for an assistant? So, and we'd offer our services to Jordan, but she's like in Europe.
she's coming back.
Yeah, but she probably spends too much. It's like the commute. I don't know. But so.
Yeah, Jordan will be back in a couple weeks.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Yeah. It's
You know, it's kind of weird though. It just hit me right now. It's like we're talking about these famous authors, like, they're our friends. Oh, by the way, blah 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 blah, and Jordan's going to be back from Europe in a couple of weeks.
Well,
They are our friends. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
it's just I actually know famous people
all right. There you go.
outside of the gay community.
Yeah. Well, and then there's the whole group that also knows, like, because we know Delilah, Delilah Dawson, and get along well with her. Get along okay with Sam, but I don't know Sam that well. But they seem to be the other faction of sci-fi authors in Phoenix.
But they're not in Phoenix.
They are. Delilah and Sam are.
Delilah's in Georgia.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure
Because
she's in Georgia.
I could have sworn she hung out here.
No, I'm pretty sure she's Georgia.
She might be
'Cause
Georgia,
reading
but
her,
Sam's
reading
here.
her text tweets
Uh-huh.
and stuff, she talks a lot of Georgia stuff.
Oh, really? Because Sam's here. I know Sam is here. Everything. And then there's Michael Stackpole, but I don't think we quite rank to hang out with him yet.
No.
Yeah.
We might rank to hang out with Jeff Marriott.
Might.
And
that would only be through Marcy.
And that's Marcy and Ginny.
Yeah.
That would only be through those two.
Yeah. Wow. I wonder if we can stretch out another 15 minutes of name dropping. That was like, wow, that was an amazing amount of name dropping that we just did there. Of names that people who read just Harlequin romances or whatever would have no idea who we're talking about. It's weird. In the right realm, oh my God, you know her?
Yeah, exactly.
In the wrong
for
realm?
sci-fi and horror,
Yeah.
world famous authors,
Yeah.
But outside of that,
Outside of that, then people just like go, what? But they do that with a lot of stuff. I actually had people do that with Star Trek the other day. I made a reference to like one of the Star Treks, like Khan or something like that, and they're like going, "Who's that?" And I'm like going, "What? You don't know who Khan is? They actually just named a movie after that. Wrath of Khan. Amazing. Okay, So,
A movie that was in the early 80s. So if you're talking to somebody young,
but it wasn't someone young. It was someone actually just a little bit older than us.
oh, so it's somebody who actually is intelligent and doesn't watch Star Trek.
Says the person who watches Star Wars, the movie that actually has no science fiction in it. It only has like fantasy wrapped around a lightsaber.
Correct.
It's all about spirit. It might as well just be Lord of the Rings.
Exactly, and I love Lord of the Rings.
I understand that, but it doesn't even. I mean, it barely registers as science fiction. I don't know why it gets lumped into science fiction. And this isn't actually me trying to knock Star Wars,
Yes,
but
it is.
it dawned on me that it really doesn't qualify as science fiction. Just because it has spaceships in it, the spaceships are just taking the place of the unicorns. That's all it is. And the lightsaber is the enchanted sword. So, and all the Jedi, they're just the magic people that studied under Merlin. That's all they are. It's pretty much all the same thing.
Yes.
The Jawas are...
And Star Trek is
Or
very
goblins.
slow and very boring with bad acting, especially the first season.
Star Trek has great acting. It had Ricardo Montalban in the first season. How dare you?
It also had...
and Joan Collins in the first season.
oh, she's a good actress? Oh, please.
Okay, actually, I'll give you that one. But it also had Sally Kellerman in the first season. Sally Kellerman's a good actress. She is.
I mean, that's like saying that it was great acting in Enterprise. Or Voyager.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah,
you
you
can't
don't-
justify it, can
Oh,
you?
I don't. Even though I enjoyed Enterprise for what it was, I also recognize its weakness for what it wasn't. And it's amazing that it lasted 3 or 4 seasons because of what it wasn't. And you know I have issues with Voyager. I'm not going to argue with Voyager, even though I like some of the actors that are on there. I have issues with Voyager. Robert Beltran, who played Chakotay, I've liked him ever since he was in Day of the Comet. Because he was in the radio station in Day of the Comet. He's the romantic lead interest.
Yes.
Yes. So, and Kate Mulgrew, I like her. She was good as Mrs. Columbo. But, Voyager.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I have been watching the first season of Star Trek. I've been watching it from the
Yes,
beginning.
I know.
Catching up with that podcast, Mission Log. And I'm sorry, it's a good show. It holds up. Archie's even like getting to where he's getting interested in it. And you know how Archie has difficulty with anything that's before 1985. So, or the roommate that dare not speak its name. But I'm actually being very pleasantly impressed with it, because I figured, it probably doesn't really kick in till second season. But first season actually has a lot of those key episodes. And then second season, in the second episode of second season, we get Who Mourns for Adonis, which was when they, Star Trek Continues or whatever, that new show that's on the interwebs that they only have one episode of. And they have a sequel to Who Mourns for Adonis, or Who Mourns Adonis, with the same actor who played Adonis. And at that moment in Star Trek, there definitely is a change in attitude that I'm curious if it sticks around, because before you had Uhura, who, while you never saw her take the captain's chair, it was pointed out that a lot of times they're calling to the bridge, and therefore, you'd be talking to who has the captain's chair at that moment.
Who has the comm?
And Uhura is the one that's answering. So she's there, and you just had kind of stronger characters, very strong female. There was even an episode where I was amazed at the fact that on the bridge, I mean, admittedly, it looked like 2 of them were just running errands at that moment, but on the bridge, they showed a shot with 4 women sitting there on the bridge, and it's like, wow. And I think one of them was running navigations. But
Well, that's because all the guys were on this planet.
no, Kirk and Spock and I think McCoy were even on the bridge. But in this episode with Who Mourns Adonis, which is a great episode, but they have this new ensign, or a lieutenant actually, who's like there we go, who's a historian, and she's a very, like, she could play a Las Vegas showgirl really easily, except for she'd have to gain some depth of character. And they're commenting about how, like, yeah, but soon she'll find a man and then she'll leave the Starfleet. You know, it was like, really? She couldn't be you're not thinking that women are career Starfleet? There was a definite sexist change that happened in this episode. But been very much enjoying that. And that Mission Log podcast, they said that they're going to cover the animated episodes too, which, love them or hate them, I understand they were cheaply made, and
Yeah, Spock is yellow.
yeah, it's weird. They were, because it was Filmation, so they weren't made very well. And
I
it
love
was
the fact that, you know, some of the with the 5 minutes I saw, I think it was like Kurt was talking, but he had his hand, he had the comm, and he had it over his mouth so that they didn't have to animate his mouth moving when he talked.
yeah.
Cheap.
Yeah. And it was made for Saturday morning, so it had to be kid-friendly. So we're not killing off any characters here. We're not going to have, even with the threat of death, you know that's never going to happen. At the same time, it had the same actors. It did have a lot of the same writers of the regular show. It was for a long time considered to be canon part of the series, except for then Roddenberry decided he was disappointed in it sometime in the mid-'70s and decided, no, it doesn't count, even after they started borrowing stuff from the animated series to put into other things. So I think it counts. And it's still going to be better. Anything that they did in the animated series is still better than when they stole Spock's brain. And anything from the original series is still better than first season, well, other than when they stole Spock's brain and when the hippies come and eat the poison fruit. But those two episodes aside, anything from the original series is better than first season Next Generation. First season Next Generation was really bad. I don't know how it lasted for a second season. The only good episode in first season that I can think of is the very last episode, which they never followed up on what was going on with that, with the space worms that were going to invade.
Okay.
And we never saw them ever again. But, yeah, so, why does it seem like there was something else to... Oh, we've been watching that, Whodunit.
Oh, Whodunit.
We've never really talked about it, have we?
No, we've never talked about... Oh, yes, we did.
Did we?
About the episode with the lion.
Oh, okay.
We talked about that, but...
Because it's coming to a head now.
Yeah, they're down to 3.
They're down to 3, and one of them should be dead, but they didn't kill her off, so that at the end of the episode, they may kill her off in the next episode. But I love the fact that apparently in the next and final episode of the murder mystery, all the past victims are coming back as zombies.
Yeah.
I also love the fact that it's a game show with fake murders, and it's and everybody acts like it's so serious. Like, oh my God, it's so sad that he died, and da-da-da. It's like, he's still breathing there. We can see him breathing on the slab.
Get down in the morgue.
Yeah. I would be so horrible at that game. Because, like, when they had the poisonous snake one, as I told you, I'd be like, when they found the snake, I'd be like going, well, that must be a king snake. Because there's no way in hell that they would actually put a coral snake in this and have me possibly get bit by it. So they're going to put a safe snake there. It's going to be a king snake. The producers don't want that lawsuit.
Yeah.
And you were supposed to treat it like it was possibly a coral snake. Which one could it be? Coral or king? I don't know. Or was it a milk snake?
No, it was coral.
Okay. Or, well, was it king or milk?
King.
Okay. So, yeah, there are certain parts of this show that I would be really bad at being on just because I'd be like, well, it's a TV show. They're not going to actually jeopardize my life, so it must be this.
Because this is on, what?
NBC or something?
NBC. Is it NBC?
I don't know.
Well, it's a network television. It's not
Yeah.
like that one. Oh gosh, what was that stupid Killer Karaoke? Where
What was that one? That was like
What
on
cha-
TBS or something like that.
something like that, or TNT,
or the country music channels.
yeah, something. But yeah, it's not like one of those cable networks where they will harm you.
Yeah. But even then, they'd stop short of killing you.
That we know of.
That we know of. That's true. They could just do very good editing. We haven't seen Steve-O since that's been off the air. Although I've heard that there's a new Jackass movie coming out.
I never saw any of them. I don't care.
Okay. Well,
Last thing I need to do is see people hurt themselves. That's why I don't even watch the danger acts on America's Got Talent, because I don't do that stuff. I don't like watching it. I don't want to care about it.
I'm not a big fan of it. Although I thought the guy who did the acrobatics with the swords still, I thought he was good. And that definitely was a danger act. And there does come that weird fine line between danger act and gymnastic thrill. You know, like the guy they had this last time who did his performance without
Timber.
a net. That's kind of a danger act, but it's also not what's typically thought of as a danger act. But I mean, there is definitely a danger there. The girl with the balloon, there was a danger there. It didn't look dangerous because it just didn't have the right production going for it. And actually, the only danger we saw was the basketball players, who one guy like shattered his leg or whatever.
Yeah.
In 3 places. Did they go on?
Yes.
Yeah. And not
was
that they were
judges'
bad,
pick.
but yeah, they were judges' pick. The judges made the right choice this last time. They chose the comedian.
They didn't choose them.
Oh, that's right. They
They
didn't.
didn't choose it.
They
No.
didn't. They let it go
they
to
split
the
right in half
America.
because nobody wanted to kick a little girl off.
And that's pretty much what it was. America, good job of kicking the little girl right in the teeth. Kill her dreams now. Because the comedian was better. But, let's see. For some reason, it seems like there was some other TV show that we were watching, though. I can't think what it is.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what. I don't.
We
know
didn't
either.
see yachting this weekend,
We didn't see yachting.
even though it's taped in the bedroom.
Oh, there's more yachting.
Oh yeah, now it's the semifinals of the America's Cup. Now it's the Challenger Series.
Water witches. Oh, comic books. This week is Wednesday's the big day for me. Because Wednesday's the day that the last issue of Legion of Superheroes comes out, and I get to see if my crackpot theory holds out. That they're living in some sort of pocket universe that's a remnant of the old DC universe.
We'll see.
Because it's almost the only way that you can explain that slip of them mentioning something that they're not supposed to have any knowledge of. Because no one's supposed to know that happened. And the writer who did it is more careful than to actually do just a
Slip up like that.
slip up like that. Yeah, I mean, he was an editor also, and an editor-in-chief. So, and he was involved in the last time they did a big pocket universe story that involved when they redid their universe. It was more when they mushed their universes together as compared to this one, which is more, it really is more of a complete rewrite of the universe. But I'm dying to find out on Wednesday what it is. Because it seems like that has to be it. It's the only thing that makes sense.
It's not. It's DC. They don't care.
They don't anymore. They've become so Marvel. And Marvel's becoming more DC.
Exactly.
They're becoming a little bit more caring now. A little bit more fan-oriented.
Mhm.
Although they killed off Peter Parker.
Again.
And now Doc Ock is living in his body and still continuing on as Peter Parker, which is just weird. I don't think it counts if Doc Ock in Peter Parker's body gets back together with Mary Jane. I don't think that counts. I think we need really Peter Parker and Mary Jane back together, and then I'll be willing to forgive them for everything they did regarding the whole Peter Parker Mary Jane not being married thing.
Yeah.
In DC, you got to get Lois and Clark back together, and then I'll think about forgiving you for the horrible things you've done to Superman, making him some sort of alienated asshole. I can't stand the new Superman. The only thing that would make him any good is if he was back together with Lois and she made him act right. But so, wow, I think that runs us through most of our typical genre stuff.
Gay shows.
Gay shows.
Project Runway.
Project Runway, and Slobodan came back for like an apology.
Yeah, I wonder if the producers made him do that because it kind of seemed half-assed.
It seemed a little half-assed, but at the same time, there is a part of me that, because I'm going, oh, that's right. He was really, the girl that he got in the fight with, he was really close to her right before that. And actually, the black guy with the bow tie tattooed onto him, he was involved in Slobodan's little fight, and then he got into a whole big thing this week.
Ken, yes.
Ken.
But Sue was, it was time for Sue to go.
It was definitely time for Sue to go.
She doesn't know how to use it, you know.
She doesn't know how to work the way a designer works. Not saying that there's anything wrong with how she works and what she does, but she couldn't work on a designer show.
She couldn't work on a reality competition show. There's a difference.
Right. Where she can work out of her own
because
studio.
Because a designer show would be like Fashion Star.
Well, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Where they have other people make the clothes. They just design it.
Yeah.
She could do fine.
She could
on that
probably
one.
do well on that one, yeah.
Correct.
Although,
because she did have a good aesthetic. She knew what she wanted. She just, in Project Runway, you have to make it yourself, and that's where she was tripping up.
well, because a lot of times she would come up with another idea while she was making it. That was another thing. Remember how many challenges did she come up with 2 looks at the same time, and then she'd end up trashing them both and come up work on a third one at the last minute.
Yeah.
So, do we have a favorite on Project Runway yet?
No, I'm still looking.
I think mine is the chick from last season.
Kate?
Yeah, I like her stuff. And I like her.
Yeah. I'm still I don't know. Because I like her. I like Kate. I like Brayden, the dancer.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And I also like Jeremy, the English guy.
The guy who won this last time?
Yeah.
Yeah, who didn't win, who was in the bottom the week.
All the rest of the weeks.
Yeah. Because he likes designing clothes for his dead grandmother.
Yes.
Yeah. I kind of like him, but I'm not impressed with what he does. I don't think he does anything. I think he does things that are very good. I even liked his look last week. That put him in the bottom. But I don't think he does anything that puts him into this competition.
Well, we'll have to just wait and see.
Yeah. Where I think there's others that I think have a little bit more that they bring to the table.
Yeah.
And then we had Face Off.
Yes, we watched Face Off. Face Off is back.
Face Off is back, making it hard on us because they're bringing back all the old people and
the veterans.
And so now it's hard to choose a favorite just because, I liked these people.
I like half of these people that came back.
Yeah. There's 3 of them that I have. The redheaded chick.
Yes. She's good. I like her. I like
Eric
Roy.
Z. I like Eric Z.
Eric Z.
And then RJ.
And not Roy?
Roy's okay. Roy, I wouldn't mind if Roy won. I think he does incredibly impressive work. I'm just not... I just don't feel it with him.
Yeah.
Those are the 3 that I was actually really excited to see come back. Because I loved RJ's work. I actually think that RJ should have won the season.
That season?
Yeah. And the redheaded chick, she's good. I like her.
Yeah.
And she does good work. Eric Z, I thought, had a lot of good ideas, but he just kept on kind of, I think, getting kicked off and then having to compete to get back on the show this season.
Made him more determined?
And it's going to make him more focused.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what was really missing. Although, in this first challenge, RJ and Eric Z were both on the team that produced that horrible troll.
Yes, troll.
That looked like, and they were the one judge said it correctly. They made parts, but they didn't bother to make a body, and they just stuck a towel over top of it.
A tarp.
Yeah.
He called it a tarp.
And so they had a head and they had arms, but they didn't bother having actually anything to put it all together. And they didn't have any. It was also kind of clear that they all worked on it separately because the head was out of proportion.
At all.
Yeah, the head was way too small for how big those arms were.
Yeah, but I was considering that, it's like, especially for a troll, they do have a smaller head than their body. They're almost like a pinhead.
Yeah.
Most trolls are designed like that.
Yeah, but there was no body either. Those arms couldn't fit that body. I think maybe I would have not noticed the disjoint if it had been joined. Now, the other team's troll, I didn't have as much problem with. I liked the cartoony look of I liked the papier-mâché cartoony look of the mask.
Yeah, but that's not Face-Off, though. Face-Off is a step above that, or if not 3 steps above that look. Because, I mean, they remember when they're doing the close-ups, they want those models to be able to blink and open and close their masks.
Well,
they
yeah,
don't want Halloween masks.
That's true. And well,
that
how
was
many?
A Halloween mask.
Although he was able to open and close his jaw,
but
which is more than what most of those
Glenn
did.
was able to put his finger in between the eyebrow and the mask.
Yeah, that's true. It wasn't the only one that had that problem.
But I'm just telling you.
And so did Adolfo. And no one who doesn't know musical theater will have any idea.
Exactly. They'll just look at you going, "Oh, there he goes again."
Yeah. But so I'm actually glad to see that they're back, though.
Yes, I do like Face Off.
I
do
like it.
Face Off. It's a good show.
It is. And this Hot Sets just. I still say that Hot Sets would have been a better show if they had linked it into Face Off and had the winner of Face Off be the inspiration of the set that they had to design.
Yeah.
Instead of just, oh, here's just a random thing, whatever you're doing this week. Okay. And then they could get even more plug work in for those shows that they're kind of plugging. Because how many movies and stuff do they plug every season?
Oh, whatever comes up.
Yeah. Just like, back to Project Runway, is it not amazing how much stuff that they keep on mentioning? There's the prize package.
Well, yeah.
Which has, it's like a never-ending cavalcade.
This season, yes.
Yeah. And
this season's the biggest one.
Yeah. And then they just did the cars.
Yeah.
Which, I'm sorry, the challenge didn't seem to reflect the cars at all. I don't even know why they bothered to put the cars in there, except
because
for they
Lexus is
as a sponsor. Yeah. And then how many times can they mention the HP?
Well, they do. They've been notorious for that ever since
have.
HP got on there. It's like every other segment somebody mentions HP.
It's so great that I'm able to make these designs.
And that's including Tim Gunn.
Yeah.
Tim Gunn's a whore for them, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm not denying that. I'm just saying while it was noticeable in the past, this season, it seems like there's absolutely no escaping it. It's like, even if you've gotten to where you can ignore the HP moments, they're going to find some other way to stick a commercial in this show. Even while they're mentioning the prizes, it's a commercial.
Yeah.
So, but fortunately, it's still just a really good show, so I'm willing to deal with that.
We do a lot of Project Runway.
Yeah. So...
And speaking of pimping, one of my many conversations with Ginny, she did something that we normally do. She pimped us out.
I heard, but I realized afterwards that I don't remember what the full deal was.
Well, she's doing right now, and I'm not going to do this right, but I think it ended today or yesterday, but she was doing a contest. She hooked up with some sci-fi website or something like that. I'm going to be wrong. This is going to be completely wrong. But anyway, she is right. No, it's a steampunk thing.
Oh, that's right. It was a steampunk thing. She's writing a short story for it, isn't it? Yes. And
apparently the people from the website had asked Jeannie about, what kind of podcast do you listen to? And she mentioned More Geek Than Gay. So she pimped us out, and she said that they might be calling us.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
And Archie actually, or the roommate that dare not speak its name, he pimped us out actually on, I believe, Reddit.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I didn't know we were on Reddit.
Well, he was on Reddit, and they were talking about. I think it was Reddit. They were talking about other podcasts.
Okay.
Or it was either that or the Daily Buzz or something like that, or BuzzFeed. I mean, and he's like going, "Hey, why is no one mentioning More Geek Than Gay?" And so, I don't know if that brought anyone to us or not.
I don't know. We'll have to see on the tens of people who watch us.
I know, and actually, hit better. It hit faster this week, so we may have actually bumped up a bit. We may be actually getting out there.
Maybe we'll see.
Yeah, I still need to talk to Samurai Comics or whatever, or someone to see whether or not we can find a place that will let us just kind of invade them while we do our podcast.
Yeah, but they do the
Yeah,
Samurai does the yo go ni now card thing on Sundays.
Yeah, and
I don't want to deal with kids.
Yeah, those collectible card game players, they scare me. I don't know why, but they do.
You gotta talk to Ken at Drawn To. He does have that balcony.
Yeah, he does. He does.
But anyways, that's another story.
Yes.
What was I going to say? Oh, speaking of pimping.
Pimping?
Yes. Really?
Yeah. If I had a big feather.
You wouldn't be on your head.
And I could mosey like a Huggy Bear. Who I had to explain the other day at work.
Well, you're
Huggy
half
Bear
right
was.
with that.
What, mosey?
No.
Huggy Bear?
Uh-huh.
Oh. Speaking of pimping.
Karen Bovard, the owner of Rainbow Cactus, I think I mentioned this before, starting on Wednesday, September 4th, I'm going to be one of two people to do the drag, Not Your Mama's Bingo. So basically drag bingo every Wednesday at 8 p.m. at Rainbow Cactus here in Phoenix. She talked to her one of her distributors, Hensley, which is the big Budweiser, Bud Light distributor here in Phoenix, and they're going to sponsor the bingo.
Well, that's good.
They're going to make flyers. They're going to do posters. They're going to make banners, and they're going to give us a monthly huge prize that we'll have to figure out how we're going to give that out.
Cool. That's very good.
And actually, that's a good thing. We're going to get I want to put this out there, and I want everyone to write us an idea on how to do this. What we're going to get, say for instance, and I don't know if this is true, that we are going to get like a Bud Light neon sign, right? So that will be the big grand prize at the end of the month. But what we don't want it to be is that people who show up just that night to win the grand prize. I mean, it's not necessarily fair for the other people who won the previous 3 weeks. So we have to figure out how we could make it fair, and that it's not a one-time person only. You know what I mean?
Run it like Quidditch.
But leave comments. Tell me what you think on different ways. I was thinking, if you win a raffle, maybe if you win a game, you get a raffle ticket. We'll put it in a thing, and then at the end, we'll pull the raffle ticket. But that's not fair to people who will be there every week but yet never win a game. Like, for instance, with me, when I play bingo, I never win at bingo. I'm always, one or two, numbers away from winning.
Yeah.
And I've played bingo at the casinos, at the bars, even at home. I never win at bingo, so that we have to figure out how to do it. But at the same time, it's not necessarily fair to say, oh, well, you weren't here this previous 3 weeks. You can't even try to go for the grand prize.
Well,
because that's not fair. You don't want to piss people off and push them away. But think of that and leave comments and tell me what you think. You
Okay.
have 2 weeks.
I have an idea, actually.
Leave a comment.
I will leave a comment on our podcast.
Yes, you will.
And I'm gonna restart us real quick. And then I'm gonna restart, and no one will even know the break.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And
That's when we'll have a bumper.
we'll put a bumper of some sort there,
Yeah.
and it'll be smooth and seamless, and no one will know anything happened.
Not on our podcast. None of our podcasts have ever been smooth and seamless.
This'll be this'll be about the same as the others.
Exactly.
Yeah. And we discovered that the bug in his drink is still alive.
Yeah, it's swimming in my drink, and now I feel like I'm going to retch.
Oh, don't retch.
That's so gross.
Well, it is, but it could be worse. You could be the bug. The bug is having like a really bad day right now.
Yeah, whatever. Bugs don't live very long, thank God.
Well, they don't. But I think we're now actually at the point where we start like acknowledging and stuff.
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you everybody who's been listening
And watching.
and watching and commenting and not commenting,
And
because
not- I
we'll
was
thank
gonna say,
we'll
yeah,
thank
yeah.
them too. Yeah. But hey, we like it even more when you do comment, because it gives us content. We like content.
Or else you get podcasts like this one where we're just rambling on and on and on. And on.
I know we are. We're
Yes.
just going.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is not one of the ones that I think would like be a good nomination for like year's best for More Geek Than Gay.
I don't know. I mean, we're
Maybe
pulling. It's just an hour
It is
compared to the 2 hours and 50 minutes that we recently had.
Yeah, but some of those have actually been pretty good.
Really?
Oddly enough, yeah,
Yeah, we'll see.
yeah, they have. So it's weird. But also, I think this. Oh,
We went to Bitsy Mama's for breakfast
yes, we did. We did. We went to Busy Mama's for breakfast.
and found out we had mentioned that they were doing the. But in the month of July, they were raising money for the pets, animal shelter,
Pets.
and they
Smells like
raised
bacon.
almost $1,000 on these paws things.
Mm-hmm.
But we never found out who won the contest between Lulu and Chris. And the reasoning why is the fact that Lulu's in charge of the Facebook and the Twitter account for Bitsy Mamas.
Yes.
So why would she state that Chris won? And she even told us that. She goes, why would I state that somebody else won when I'm in charge of posting things? So, yay, Chris.
There you go, Chris.
Congratulations.
Congrats. And for a good cause.
Yes.
Yeah.
Animal shelter.
Yes. So, and if you're looking for good Mexican food, you can go eat at Bitsy Mama's, where they quite often actually do things for a good cause.
Yes.
They're very socially conscious there too. And Bitsy Mama's is located at
58th Avenue, just north of Glendale in downtown Glendale, Arizona.
Yay! And down the street from there we have Drawn to Comics with Ken,
Yes.
which is like,
Basically at the corner of 58th Avenue and Glendale.
yeah, they even have a sign. And
Literally on the corner.
yeah. And then, of course, we got my buddies over at Samurai Comics, which is located at
11th Street in Camelback, and then in Avondale.
on the south side of the road.
Avondale, and as well as Mesa.
Ta-da! 3 locations. Very convenient for you. And there is also Pop Culture Classics, which I'd probably go to if it wasn't so far away. If it wasn't in Tempe.
Well, there's 2 of them.
Pop Cultures?
Yes.
Well, the other one, I didn't think that's a Pop Culture. I thought that was
it's
just
part of
a
the same company.
It's part of the same company, but I don't think he does like fresh comics there.
I don't know. We have never been in it.
We haven't been to that one. But that one's run by Marco, and that one's just north of ASU.
No, that's in ASU.
Oh, it's considered like in ASU?
Yeah, it's on the university east of Mill Avenue.
Okay.
And the one in Phoenix is on 20th Street and Indian School.
Wow, look at that. See? And so, if you're looking for comics in the Phoenix area, got you covered.
Basically.
Yeah. And then also, don't forget to buy my book.
Thank you, Jeannie Koch.
Jenny Koch, yes. And also, Jordan Summers, buy my book. Jenny Koch is at www.jennykoch.com. Jordan Summers, interesting enough, at www.jordansummers.com. And then who
Marcy.
else? Marcy, who, why can I not remember Marcy's last name right now?
Rockwell.
Thank you, Marcy Rockwell. Marciella.
Yeah, it's MarciellaRockwell.com.
Marciella Rockwell. Is it .com?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I didn't.
She's a .com.
I could not remember if she had a .com or not.
Yes.
And also, I'm going to give a quick shout out to like a couple podcasts that I've been listening to, liking. Satyr Scott with the Satyr Scott and his Flame Dame Cindy. Go ahead and hunt them down on iTunes. I think you will find them enjoyable.
They're also on QTalk.
They're on QTalk. You can find them on QTalk, which is a collection. How would you describe QTalk? Like it's a collection of podcasts of
Basically.
gay lesbian related podcasts.
Yeah, basically.
And then there's Scream Queens
Is
with
Patrick back?
Patrick is back.
Okay.
Patrick is back, and Scream Queens is a horror podcast, but if you don't like horror movies, doesn't matter. Patrick is a hoot. Give that a listen. Again, that's Scream Queens with a Z. And hunt that down on the interwebs. And Mission Log, which is part of the Nerdist group of podcasts, I've been very much enjoying Mission Logs. That's the one where they're going...
That's all Star Trek.
It's all Star Trek. Every episode is the next episode of Star Trek in order. So right now, I think they're towards the end of the second season. But all the episodes are up there. I'm like entering second season trying to catch up with them. And then they're going to go to the animated, then the movies, and then Next Gen. And someday in the future, they'll get to Enterprise or the new Star Trek movies.
Yeah.
That'll take 11 years?
Basically.
Yeah. So those are some of the podcasts that I've been listening to and enjoying. So if you have some free time, go ahead and hunt those down. Then there's also the Hero Initiative. They're a nonprofit organization that helps raise money to basically help support those who were involved in the creation of comics. Okay? A lot of these guys did contract work, which means that they didn't have insurance, they don't have retirement plans, they don't do anything like that. And a lot of them are getting older. Fans prefer a lot of times what is the current style, and therefore a lot of times they have difficulty finding work sometimes too.
Well, they're old.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they're not good.
They're old.
They're still good.
They should be put out to pasture like all old things.
Oh no! That's so painful. So check out the Hero Initiative. That's www.heroinitiative.com, org.
Yeah, they're
they're an org, and check them out. See and you can just buy things there that are interesting, unique items, and that will help support also their
the old
organization.
People.
Yes. And, of course, there's Joshua Tree Feeding Program.
Yes.
A nonprofit organization that helps people with HIV and AIDS have something to eat. They're entirely volunteer, so any help that you would like to give them, they would greatly appreciate. That's at www.jtfp.org. And anything that I'm forgetting here?
That's it.
There we go. So, sure, now my microphone's acting up. There we go. We will catch you all next week. Feel free to leave your comments. And now, while this one was a short episode, a lot of our episodes have been running closer to 2 hours.
Over 2 hours.
Yeah. And I actually seriously do want to know, would you guys like to see those divided up into 2 episodes when we do that? And if so, what days would be good to do that? Just your 2 cents worth there. So, you ready?
Yep. Good night.
Goodbye.
Night. Or good morning, whenever you listen to this.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, we don't know when they listen to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, have fun at work. Unless you're not at work. In which case, have fun.
And have fun cleaning.
Yeah.
I'm going to make you stand up because some of you don't have enough strength. But I shall sing the song that united the gay community back 50, 60 years ago. It is entitled God Save Us Nelly Queens. God save us now.
first one in San Francisco, the Widow Norton. All right.
Okay, so what you saw there was a little bit different of a closing than what I normally do. Normally I try to just find something and, either appropriate or just something that's been, fun for me. But this time I decided, this morning, I was informed that Mama Jose, the Widow Norton, first Empress of the Imperial Court, had passed away this morning. Those of you who are not familiar with the Imperial Court, it is a non-profit organization basically spearheaded by gays, lesbians, drag queens, and leather. But welcome to all. And it's a non-profit organization that helps raise money for non-profit organizations. It's been in existence for, I believe, since the 60s, since the late 60s. And it was founded by Jose, I cannot remember his Saria. Jose Saria, who also had served in the military proudly and was a potential political candidate. But while in San Francisco, he came upon the story of Edward Norton. I believe his name is Edward. And this is a gentleman who had declared himself as the not Edward Norton. Edward Norton's the Honeymooners. Hey, Ralphie boy, that's not right. Joshua Norton. He had declared himself the emperor of at least San Francisco, if not, which would be a small empire, but he declared himself emperor one day, and the people of San Francisco went for it. It was the 1800s. They thought it was entertaining. He died, was given the pomp and circumstance that they could give him for that, and then Jose declared himself the Widow Norton, and he became the first empress. Those who know me know that I do have some issues with the imperial court, just mainly some members, but most of the members I have always enjoyed meeting, and I was even a member of the imperial court system for a couple years. And I believe strongly in what they do, and it is great that Jose had brought that about. I got the pleasure of meeting Jose once. Also got to meet Nicole the Great. I was told that I had to be careful what I said to Nicole because I have a mouth. But with the Widow Norton, no such warning was given me. And we sat and talked about crocheting for a while. It was actually very pleasant. He was well known around the world, actually. You can see him in the opening parts of Tu Wong Fu. I believe Nicole the Great is at the end of Tu Wong Fu. It's kind of weird that Jose is at the beginning of Tu Wong Fu because he never lived in New York, to the best of my knowledge, so I don't know why they have him in that scene. But it's great that they had him there. And, it's just a bit of a loss. He was very nice. He did a lot of great things for people. And what you just heard was a song that he became well known for when he was apparently working the gay bar circuits. He was working at one of the gay bars, and that would be a closing song. I think he was just a bartender there at the time. I don't even think he was necessarily, Mama Jose by then. But I apologize for the sound quality of that, but that's the sound quality I found. And it seemed most fitting for that to be what we use to celebrate the life of Mama Jose. If you are interested, the Imperial Court System does have a website. Just look for it. There's a good chance that there is an Imperial Court in your city. They are international, and give it a hoot and don't pollute. No, that makes no sense. Give them out. Just seek them out. See what they do. See what they've been doing in your area. If there isn't one in your area, see if anyone's been trying to start one. They are a very good organization, and they do many, many good things. Also, I do want to just give a quick little thing here. This is apparently why I introduced the downer part of our podcast. First with the death of Mama Jose, and then you may have noticed that for 2 weeks in a row I've been not prepared at all. That's because I've actually been kind of distracted by more than just work. My house was foreclosed on. We're fighting it because, I'm seeing if I can fight it because I have not received any notification, and we received notification of almost the contrary, encouragement to pay bills and stuff like that, which if they were foreclosing, they can't take my money. So we don't know what happened, but we're also, while I'm looking to finally find a lawyer that will help us out, given the fact that we're poor, also been fighting this fly. What the fuck? Also been looking at houses. That's what we've been doing on Saturdays, seeing where we can move into, where would be willing to accept our little kitties as we move. Speaking of, one of the little rotten beasts is right here. Ta-da! And so that's been a distraction as well. So just kind of hitting you guys with that. And that's not me trying to make it like, oh, boo-hoo-hoo, woe is me or anything. It's just, it's been a distraction. It's been a big distraction. Have about almost 40 years worth of household that needs to be moved if we move out of this house, which even if there is a legal case, it looks like there's a good chance that we would still have to move out of the house. So that's how that is. Please do like us on YouTube, and also check us out on iTunes. Give us a favorable review on iTunes, a 5-star review. It really does increase the visibility of the show, and it helps the show out incredibly. While this episode may be a little bit atypical, if you enjoy the show, do tell your friends. And, we can expand our little world person by person. If just one person believes in us, deep enough and strong enough believes in us. And I'm not going to continue this because I'm not going to go into that Bernadette Peters song from The Muppet Show because I'm not Scooter. So, or Robin. Was it Scooter or Robin? It was Robin. Oh, it was Robin Frog. So, anyway, catch you all next Tuesday. And until then, have a great week. And let me find the off button. Ta-da!